Welcome everybody, this is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast, 2.5 Gamers, session number 44. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day UA, game design, monetization, ad monetization jobs. Also discussing the latest news from time to time while having so much fun. But let's not forget, this is still a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Today we have Felix Braberg from Florida, Jakub, Remiar from Bratislava, and myself, Matej Lančarič from Lubina, which is next to the Nové Mesto nad Váhom, which nobody knows where it is. So yeah, well, Christmas episode.
Yeah, it's still Slovakia for those that
still
are
Slovakia, yeah, of course.
where it is.
Yeah, still Slovakia. Different parts of the Slovakia. But okay, so we are going to talk about some interesting creative strategies from China, fill rates in India. I'm going to talk about reviews, not reviews, but UA review for 2022. And Jakub is going to talk about some updates, all these games that we're talking about, all the deconstructions. We still keep an eye on those. So I will talk about that, and we will start with Jakub. But before doing that, are you already having a Christmas mood, guys? Everything is going well? I hope so.
Don't you see how more Christmassy I can be with the things in the background?
Oh, well, it's true. Yeah,
that's smiling, true. Which is rare. Yeah.
That's true. Well, yeah. Okay, so you switched balloons.
It's not fake background. It's real.
No. This is the fake one, of course. Oh, is this the fake one from last year? It's the same one.
That's the fake one from last year.
Of course, it's the fake one from last year. I hope you will get that until April or so. I hope so.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
So basically, I'm in Florida, I'm visiting my parents, and for the sake of this fun show, you know the game Florida Man? What Florida Man are you? You basically search your birthday and Florida Man, and then you see an outrageous story from whatever day that is. So I actually did the same thing. What Florida Man is the 23rd of December. So I found this great story. So Florida Man 23rd of December was that there was a guy in 2019 who got arrested for handing out free weed on the street because it was Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like Florida Man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Nice. Okay. So should we go right into it?
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah,
I want to talk about a brand new creative strategy.
I wouldn't call it new, but
brand new. Yeah.
We've talked many times on this podcast about the importance of having a good creative strategy. We've talked about fake ads. Matej has talked about ASMR ads and all kinds of creative strategies.
I've never heard ASMR slicing before.
All right. Remo has talked also a lot on this podcast about the West being inspired by the East, and East driving a lot of innovation in the gaming space. Now, I want to bring up a brand new creative strategy that just come to my attention, and the sheer audacity is as infuriating as it is annoying. So there's a studio called Beatles Studio in China, whose self-stated mission is making happiness, beauty, and faith within reach. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that means. Beatles Studio has over 70 million Mao spread across their Sudoku, Solitaire, and block puzzle titles, which is impressive. So it's quite a big company spending a lot of advertising dollars. So I've had a look at their website, and it looks like this company, they give lunches. So yeah, employee lunches, have multiple offices. So it's by no means a small company in China.
If you give company lunches, it's serious business.
Yeah, I know, right? It is. Yeah, they're definitely living the high life. So now, what is their creative strategy that has allowed them to grow so big? What is the secret behind their success? So basically what they do is they go to their competitors, copy all their ads straight up 100%, change the end card, and run UA on all the ads that their competitor makes. So that way you need to have no expensive creative team, and you can just pretty much copy paste en masse every other creative that your competitors do. So I work with these guys that they're stealing ads from, and it's even gone so far that basically they even stolen like the rendering of the hand that clicks on tiles in the ads, and they straight up copy that too. And I've seen like their meta ad library, and you can see like as soon as they come out with a new ad, it takes about 12 hours. And they made it exactly one-on-one replica and changed the end cards, and it's absolutely ridiculous. They're also doing it on Unity and Google. I just want to say, like this is kind of also feeding into what we talked about with, sexist ads. But let's have a little discussion here. Like, what responsibility do networks bear about this? Because this is straight up like copyright.
They don't give a fuck.
So what's the new meta? Like the best creative strategy is to have no creative people and just copy one to one.
Yeah. This is what the agencies call automation of creatives.
No.
No. Of course, no. It's not. But this is actually pretty clever because what they do, I guess, they have some kind of bot. They scrape all the ads libraries, TikTok, I guess, as well, and they just steal. They just steal it, just replace the end cards, and there you go. I mean, it's done in like 10 minutes. It's brilliant.
Is this really like a viable creative strategy, right? Because no, right? Like in the long term, this must shoot them in the foot, right?
Yeah, of course. But this, like, nothing will happen until these guys that they are stealing from, they need to, try to talk to Google Play or Facebook or Unity and try to report this kind of behavior, because if they don't do this, nobody will.
Wouldn't the strategy be something like run shitty creatives that that don't perform, so these guys can copy them and then run new ones?
But that's gonna
just spend off.
That's gonna hurt your UA as well. But the thing is, like, is there like, besides like this is an ethical problem, is there like in these guidelines like written you can't copy one to one the other creatives? There's nothing in the guidelines. It's just like
you're the UA master. Huh? You tell me to know this.
It's just a dick move.
You mean like common decency is not part of the guidelines?
Yeah, no, of course.
No, but like I'm sure, like if you think about it, if someone copied a billboard straight up one-on-one, like in the West, that would be copyright infringement, and that would not go down. But this is mobile, so this is the Wild West, right? Like there's no rules. Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do early next year.
What would you do? What would you do if you were in this situation? Because it is infuriating. Like Beetle Studios shouldn't be able to get away with this.
Of course, they shouldn't. I would definitely talk to Facebook or the Meta and then Google and Unity and try to really report this, because it's really, it really sucks. But again, I don't know yet if this is in the guidelines. Most probably won't be, because what would Meta say in the guideline? Hey, well, don't copy like competitors one-to-one. Like most probably no. But they could kind of sue them. I mean, there were some lawsuits like from
in China. You're gonna sue a company in China.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
That's not gonna happen. But there were like some lawsuits. I think sued whoever, I think, for the game design stuff or the gacha, right? It was in the past.
Supercell.
Yeah, Supercell. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So and that kind of happened. I'm not sure like how this would go, but yeah. Well, if you want to drag the Chinese companies like in court, I'm not sure if it's like that's a dead end. Yeah, good luck with that.
Basically, the only one that can do something about this is Meta, Google, and Facebook. But I guess the risk is if they're spending more money, like the other companies spending more money, they don't want to do anything to risk their revenue stream, right?
Exactly. There's like, oh, well, we can't do anything about this because it's not in the guidelines, or maybe it is, I don't know. But yeah, exactly. They're getting more money from this company. And, well, this is the bad thing about the industry. Like, this is such a big move. The same thing with sexy ads. It's working quite well. I assume it's working quite well for them. So, yeah, well,
that is the same situation for the platforms, isn't it? Like they don't care if these.
They don't give a fuck. Of course, they don't give a fuck. Yeah,
spend there.
Exactly. Like such bad incentives. Like it creates like a shit ecosystem.
Well, of course.
What's shit on it if it's making money for you?
Yeah, exactly. No, but what I'm gonna do like early next year, I'm gonna write something about the sexist ads, and I'm most probably gonna write about this as well and add it into that article, because I want to just dig really deep into the guidelines of the platforms, like what exactly is allowed and what is not allowed, and it's always like very strange policy guidelines, because some of the creatives are allowed and they're definitely really like crossing the line. You can see that right away, and they are running on Facebook. And then you have different types of ads, which is exactly made according to the guidelines, and you got banned. Like the whole account gets banned immediately. Like what the fuck? So it's really strange. So very, very strange. So I'm just gonna dig deep into this and shed some light on it. Most probably won't help, but
honestly,
we need to talk
like,
about it.
We
need to talk about it.
Yeah, what I think is like it depends who you know in these networks, right, or these platforms, because
and
like,
even if you know someone, it's not easy, because they're super political on all these layers. So I have like a lot of friends in Facebook. Or well, maybe I had until this podcast, but
I know.
the thing is, like I know a lot of them, and I always like, hey, so I have a problem on this account and that account, and like we get banned out of nothing. It's just like very weird. And they always say like, well, it's not my account, so it's not my problem. It's like, oh well, thank you very much for help. It's like, seriously? It's like, oh well, until like, I have this in my book, it's like, no, I can't do anything. Like, okay, but we don't have any account. Like, well, that's not my problem either. Like, thank you very much.
I have a great example of that from this week. Like, I was trying to get Facebook to unban rewarded ads for an app, not for a game that I'm helping out. Yeah. And basically, by default, they don't allow rewarded ads because they say it's only for games, which is really stupid. So in their guidelines, it says reach out to support. So I reached out to support through the general thing, did every hoop they had to do, and the support got back to me 2 days later, and they were like, yeah, sorry, we don't do this because this is not a game, it's an app. Message my Facebook AM that I know personally. Yeah. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'll have that unblocked for you by this afternoon. And you're like, oh. So it's about who you know, not what you do. So you need to have contacts in these companies.
It's terrible. Yeah, but at least we are well connected. So if you have any problems, let us know. We'll do the magic. Or maybe we won't. You never know.
Or if you need a Christmas tree consultant, Remo can help you.
Of course. Fake Christmas background consultant.
Fake Christmas background consultant. That's his, that's his forte. Great. Yeah. Okay. So, so what do we have on the updates in terms of the games?
Yeah. So as we said, we're keeping an eye on the games that we review and that we play. Especially, I'm still playing Marvel Snap. Don't know about you guys.
I do as well.
Like I'm currently like the whatever progression level they have 842.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty much playing it every single night when I'm either babysitting or feeding my son.
So welcome to my world. I watched all that world. I watched all the Marvel TV shows when I was taking care of my daughter, especially like since 4 a.m. until 7 a.m. when she woke up. So I've been there. It's a very good use of time.
But the game still, I would say, performs really well. Let's start with the numbers. The downloads subsided to something like, I would say, 50K a day based on our favorite and not favorite analytical platforms. But it's definitely not declining anymore. So I guess there's some kind of a UA activity being run more stable now, I would say. And regarding the revenue, you can see the spikes during updates, especially new season pass. That was like even bigger than
huge.
Yeah, very huge spike, something like 800K a day. So pretty high. And then I would say the latest spike was because of the token shop. So let me talk about the new stuff that's in the game. So one thing that I was frustrated before because there was this kind of 5K credit.
Of course, you were frustrated. You are always frustrated
that you cannot have more credits, the soft currency they have, than 5K, which I was struggling to spend. I'm sorry. Please put more things into your game. And then after the update, I suddenly was able to accumulate more. So I was really happy. But then I hit another one at 10K. And there's another arbitrary limit. that you cannot have more than 10k credits. Please get rid of this nonsense. So that's there. That's for the update. The other
That's
big
there.
update is the token shop, where they are pretty much rotating cards, as we talked before, from the new series, which you can pretty much the semi-random pools that you get throughout the progression later. Already have a list of like what I need to kind of watch out what's there, and like bought few cards there. But regarding kind of my incentive to spend, I still don't think so. I was kind of pushed somewhere or anywhere to do anything. Like that's unfortunately still very, very light. One really, really good change, I would say, that's probably driving the, let's say, steady trend on revenue is that there are some new offers finally in the shop. That's, I guess, the most important update. So
well.
other than our default Captain America, which is sitting there for 349 euros, like from the beginning, there's now two new offers, which I think they already rotated out. So they seems very special, and I guess there's no segmentation. It's completely global.
Oh man, I saw the $35
The
special
90s
offer.
X-Men offer.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I don't even want to buy this. It's so expensive. Yeah, it's so expensive.
Like if you see something like $40 plus or $50 plus and you haven't spent a dime on the game, it means
exactly.
the game doesn't have any segmentation. I'm sorry. That's a mistake.
You can
sorry.
exactly. You can see that from you can see that immediately.
Like people like us, which are, for instance, my account, which I keep free to play, like I shouldn't be able to see like this high of an offer if I haven't have any spending history with the game. So
and you saw like multiple offers. Well, of course, they didn't have offers before, but if you saw like multiple offers and you didn't spend anything, well, you should be downgraded like into like very low.
Like there should
payment
be
tier.
some kind of like very, very juicy conversion offer trying me to spend my first purchase there. So something like either 99 cents or like $2.99 or something. That's like
dude, the free the Captain America offer is pretty good. It's just like it's not compelling enough. Or
actually,
like
let me talk about the Sunspot offer, because I think that's the breakthrough that they did, because even the 90s offer whatever have there, and now the Invisible Woman and like the Fantastic Four one teamed one, they're by the way for hard currency, not real money. But the really big thing for me is that the Sunspot offer with this like one character that I never heard of anyway, there's actually progression being sold, and this is very, very important, because in the previous offers what they're selling were either cosmetic variants of the cards, soft currency, or something in that matter. But now with the Sunspot offer, they are also selling 100 Sunspot boosters, which means you can immediately upgrade Sunspot to like, I don't know, legendary or something like that, which will give you progression, which will give you more other cards. Therefore, we're finally moving to the stage when they're trying to sell progression and power. So that's, I guess, a very, very good move. There's also the collections tokens that are being sold. So I guess this offer is like it could be segmented very easily. Like, why put 8,000 credits and 100 boosters there if there could be just, I don't know, 1,000 credits and 20 boosters for 0.99, and there you have your conversion offer. So that's very easy to do. But I think definitely the team is moving into the right direction where they're actually trying to like sell power. So that's good. Like sell power in a sense that you can unlock more cards through these offers, not only Sunspot. So we'll see.
Need some ads.
There won't be any ads.
Moving
on to some other things, like we'll keep an eye on, like I'll still be playing this and like see what comes out of it. The gameplay is still very fun. The like new locations that they're rotating, like the Vormir one when you need to sacrifice the unit, like that's very, very nice. And they have like a pretty good live ops now with some kind of a login rewards and winter themed, I don't know what, but let's see. But we'll keep an eye on that, because the other thing that I have as like one of my predictions, like I'm waiting for a Marvel Snap clone. I'm really, really curious how this one will go.
All right, we'll get on the predictions later.
So let's keep that one. But let's move to our other bigger game that we're looking at, and that is Survivor IO, which is still definitely killing it. I checked the current loadout of the game. There's lots of Christmassy stuff, lots of like custom themed live ops. There's like a Christmas present on balloons currently flying on the screen, which like is another
Yeah.
form of battle pass and like offers and everything, like so much stuff that you can buy, so much ads, so much everything. Like these guys are just killing it.
I stopped playing.
Yeah, of course.
And stop playing Marble Snap.
I need
I'm
to
still
say
playing Survivor. It's
that
so good.
for me, Marvel Snap is better core gameplay to play just
Yeah.
personally.
For me as well.
Than the Survivor.
There's so many things that are changing in Marvel Snap. In Survivor, it's fucking repetitive.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
same
very,
thing
very
all the time,
repetitive.
the time.
But I guess they're changing that because they added a few new weapons and heroes. There's also a new event, Wonders Christmas Night, which is like finally a new event other than the gold mine. I mean the permanent one there. Yeah, I guess they added some other things there, some bundles, but yeah, not that big of a change. Just I would say like typical, very, very good live ops strategy. And looking at the game revenue, it seems the download decline kind of culminated somewhere at the start of December, and now they picked up. So they are, I would say, a little bit on a rise trend, somewhere around like 170K a day, which is pretty healthy. And still the revenue is killing it. It's like after this kind of a last push with Christmas update, they are back to like 1 million plus a day from IAPs only. And with their, ads emporium, I guess that's double than that with ads because the games is just killing it. So for last month or last 30 days, I would say they're sitting somewhere around 30 million just from IAPs. So I guess 60 million probably altogether.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah. So these guys are still killing it. Like, don't get me wrong. Looking at the other game that we were covering before, the Hordes versus Heroes, actually, it seems they hit the top with something like 14K IPs a day. The downloads and the revenue are now a little bit declining. So I guess that's as far as you get through like a, let's say, better reskin or better iteration on that game. Let's see. My guess is that will be probably the ceiling for these guys, but still, like, I would say pretty awesome for a game that's like a copy with like 15K a day for IPs, and then like I guess altogether like 30K a day. So
yeah,
still pretty good.
It's pretty nice.
I
would take that.
Another development regarding this game is that the actual like supposed original Vampire Survivors got released on mobile. So that's there. If I understand correctly, there's no payments within the game or nothing, because at least our favorite tools don't register any revenue. So if I understand, like I haven't played it yet. I played the PC version at some point.
I played it briefly, but I was so pissed because I was always like already like comparing it to Survivor IO, and it's like so slow. The graphics is terrible, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah,
I was really like,
that's the thing we've been talking about. Survivor IO is not like a copy of this game. This game is like a taken from different game. But yeah, it seems that there weren't any microtransactions or anything you saw there, did you?
No, not really. I'm checking it actually again because I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so my guess is they're just doing it with some kind of like branding intention, because the downloads also like subsided pretty fast. Like they have like had like 200K at 10th of December, and now it's like half of it or third of it, like 50K a day. So I guess it will be just some kind of a branding companion app for them, because if I understood correctly, what I see in like the game is really killing it on Steam, meaning the PC version with all the things that are custom to PC controls and PC features. So this is not really joining the fray.
You should define killing it. By the way,
for an indie game, it's pretty good, I would say.
Okay, you should define what's pretty good. So it's
numbers.
making decimals.
Where
are the decimals?
At least.
Where are the fucking decimals?
That sounds like a lot of bullshit here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's killing it. It's killing it. It's a great game for indie games. It's doing very good.
What you can know about these games is that it costs $3.99 and it has like 162K reviews that are overwhelmingly positive. And I don't know how to estimate Steam revenue anymore without Steam Spy. I'm sorry.
That's fine, but like, how did you come up with the statement like it's doing really good? That's what I'm
because of the review trend.
Okay.
Because you see the review.
That's fine.
That's what you should look at on Steam. You look at the review trend.
Yeah. It has 30K recent reviews that are 99% positive. So
Of course.
Yeah. And then switching to another game, ending the Survivor IO segment and like see more games, is Goddess Nike, let's say.
Nike.
Nike.
Yeah, it's
Nike.
the show. Yeah, it's a very big brand, Nike, with their shoes and apparel. You can go and buy those.
Yeah, we're of course talking about the waifu army of robots that are killing random machines that we covered before. That did like 84 million in the first month, and now they're slowly rolling in the finishing line of their second month, and they are already somewhere past 55. So I guess it's still pretty good. Yeah, there's definitely a decline, but I can see the spikes, and there's definitely like in like half of November there's like a different spike. So I guess just wait when the Christmas gachas roll in and like the limited time for limited characters and all the like everything will roll in. I guess they will just go very, very high. The game's still making more than 1.5 million a day on like a random day, and something like 2.5, 3 million a day spike casually. So it's still very good. As I said, like already rolling past like 55 million just this month, December.
So is this going to be a $1 billion title within 12 months or within 18 months?
We'll see. Like the estimation was that if they can keep 84 million an average per month, they will hit 1 billion in 12 months.
Yeah.
Which the problem is that it's very volatile with these games. It's not really like a stable revenue. It's dependent really heavily on those live ops gachas that they roll in. That this character, that event, and that something. Like for instance, if you look at Monster Strike revenue, they're doing like I don't know, before they were doing like 160 million or something a month, and then like 50 million the other month, because of course that was not the event month and so on and so forth. So there's very, very big volatility between these kind of monthly spikes. So we'll see. But yeah, it's Christmas time, so I'm guessing by the end of the year they will catch up to that 84 million mark. So yeah, but it's going pretty good still. Like very, very good regarding download side. Still very, very good. Of course, not as big as before, but pretty much all of these games that we covered stopped the decline of downloads and already put up some kind of stable, a little bit trend on uprise. So
nice.
So we'll see. But yeah, I would say pretty good addition to the top charts this year regarding like the new games there.
Do you see, Felix? He's so positive. Is the Christmas spirit already? Everything is very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, like what's wrong if you're making like 3 million a day on Survivor IO team?
Yeah, well, of course, nothing. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
no, it's very, very good.
You probably have like 10 different prototypes in development anyway, and Archero is funding your other 3 teams, from before. So yeah, like these guys are killing it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I guess that's all from my side for now.
Really, any games in soft launch that we should talk about?
Forgot that one. So 2 games that I'm really looking forward when they actually get out of the soft launch period is Chart Champions from Small Giant. That's the game that's
the horse girls,
the pretty derby waifu game from Japan without the horse girls. So there was an update. I don't think so that I've seen any like very big, at least the screenshots are just like more shiny and like a little bit more polished, but other than that I don't think so there's like any major things. Like if you look at the game, you can see that they did like a new round of UA. So my guess is they did an update and they got like some new traffic into the soft launch app, and that's it. So they're just continuing to iterate, but I didn't see like any major changes. And then the other game I'm really looking forward, what will end up with it will be Merch Vikings, which is from Metacore, the creators of Merch Mansion. And that's the kind of a legendary combo of Merch and Midcore. So I'm really looking forward if these guys can pull it off. But that's still in soft launch for like a very, very long period of time, pretty much the nearly whole this year. So still not out of soft launch. But we'll see, because I'm very curious how that will end up.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. They're in soft launch for some time already, right?
Yeah, very, very long time, I would say.
Yep.
Keep in mind they have Supercell behind their back. So
they, of course, but they are still like pushing the Merge Mansion. So, but let's see. Let's see. Okay, so in terms of the review for the UA in 2020. So you're here with me the whole year. What do you think is was the most important thing that had the biggest impact on my UA? You have been talking about. You have been listening to my rambling all the time. So tell me,
If
what
I
do you
would
think?
do,
Sorry,
if
do
I
you,
would,
do you want to get your daughter up to get like better LinkedIn pictures?
Yeah, of course. Well, my daughter is getting all the attention and all the impressions, of course.
And jokes aside, TikTok.
yeah, that would be also like those like word clouds and everything. If I would do your word clouds from all the things that
Yeah.
you said, like there would be like one big word cloud.
If you've built a mobile game for iOS or Android, you've experienced user churn. You can win those users back, but it's getting more and more expensive, even more so to acquire totally new users. Enter cross-promotion with Adikteev. By identifying your users likely to churn early, you can showcase another game in your portfolio before they leave forever, transforming a lost user into a new user, increasing your revenues. Learn more now at adikteev.com.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest surprises. Not surprises, but I would call it as a winner of the 2020 of the UA. So it's amazing. It was
2022?
amazing. 2022, yeah, 2022. Thanks. But it wasn't like that, like the whole year. That's the thing. So let's start with TikTok. It was really, really, really underperforming in the first half of the year. So I was testing it in March, in April, in May, in June. Terrible, terrible performance. As you know, all the platforms are evolving. They're trying to add new features, and also all the UA managers are always trying to test from time to time the things that they've done before. If you're not doing it, start doing it. And suddenly, after summer or somewhere between the summer and fall, it started performing quite well for one or two games out of my portfolio. And then suddenly I started testing it on more games, and it became the best performing channel in the UA portfolio for all the games I manage. And it was really, really great. And we definitely discussed that in the past. You don't underestimate the power of the TikTok, and open up your TikTok account and start running the campaigns as soon as you can.
Did this happen when? Like August, September?
September, yeah, August, September.
Yeah, pretty much the same time as Survivor IO, pretty much.
Yeah, I think
blown up.
Yeah, exactly, or somewhere maybe August, beginning of August. But maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. Maybe it's not. We'll see. We can discuss afterwards. But the performance is so fucking good. And I've been talking about this all the time, so I'm going to repeat some of these things that I've said before. I can see still 4 or 5 times lower CPIs on TikTok when I'm comparing it to other channels, mainly Facebook or Google, and the quality of the players is even better. So go for it, do it. There are some tidbits. So if you depends on where you have your company based, you can then open up different countries as a targeting option. So if you are, let's say, in Slovakia, you can't target, or you can or can't target the US, unfortunately. But if you have the TikTok account manager, they can open up everything for you, which is great. So if you need someone, let me know. They're really great support. And just example, a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago, I opened up one purchase campaign for a TikTok action game, and they won draw 72% out of the bat, with very low CPIs, around 1.5, 1.7 dollars. And I was targeting the tier 1 countries on Android, UK, Germany, France, and some of the US as well. So, and when I did the same campaign on Facebook, it was 20% day one draw as $5 CPI. So it's there, there are definitely differences. Of course, it's not always the case, but definitely start testing it again. Now, it's end of December. January is almost here. You will get new budgets from your company, so definitely start testing these type of things. Some useful tips. I already mentioned that, creatives are really important. Everybody's talking about real life creatives, which is bullshit. Real life people in creatives, which is bullshit, obviously, because all these creatives that looked like native content. This was the thing when the TikTok started, but that evolved. So like this is like the creative strategy from like 2 years before. It's not working anymore. Well, it is working to a certain extent, but everything you have, and it's performing well on Facebook, Google, ad networks, just push it to TikTok right away. It's gonna perform. Then you can start experimenting with the real life people. You can use chips and ants, UGC content. You can definitely experiment with that afterwards. You don't need to wait until those creatives are produced. Start with whatever you have. Shorter videos are better, all like 9 to 10, 15 seconds. Definitely focus on that. But again, if you don't have that and you have 30 seconds, it's fine. Just put it there, test it out, get the data, and then you can optimize. Because there are like a lot of people were saying like, oh well, we don't have the creative, so we need to wait until they are produced. Like, no, take whatever is working, put it on TikTok, and then you can go from there. What is really, really important is the the music and the sounds. And you should start leveraging the TikTok creative gallery and the music gallery as well. So I ran one split test where I was using like random music that we found in some like music banks that we purchased. And then I used trending music from TikTok gallery, and I just slapped it on one best performing creative, and that was like amazing. The TikTok trending music had like 20% lower CPIs and 15.66% better ROAS. There you go, decimals over there.
So the percentage of users on TikTok that use volume, like they have the volume on, is like high. Then I guess
it's very it's super high, because like you use TikTok. Like what's the content on TikTok? Dancing and music and all that. So you have the volume on because that's the important part. It's perfect. It's performing so well. Then you should definitely frequently check the trending songs in the creative music gallery or the content music gallery or library on TikTok, which you can then purchase as well. Go for it. It's performing really well. That can help you like deliver better results. You need to rotate creatives frequently, like every week, new creatives, but it doesn't need to be like a very big change. You can use the native video editor, which is on TikTok. And now what you just heard about the music, you can just use like 5 different music in the winner creative. And that's a new creative. There you go. Easy. You can do it in 5 minutes. that can help you with the better performance. Easy. Like repeat on a weekly basis. And then there is like very interesting tip, which I found out recently as well. I frequently check the engagement on the organic posts on the TikTok and even on Facebook and Instagram, but mainly on TikTok. The posts with the organic posts with the highest engagements, I add those in the campaigns as soon as I can, because then like it's getting like interesting organic volumes as well, and it's performing well because it already like resonates well in the audience that you have. And there's a dirty trick. I call it dirty Sanchez trick. You can use these organic posts on a different and other UA channels as well, and it's gonna perform. Or you'll be surprised like how great results you can see also on those channels. It's great. I use like 9-second video from TikTok on Facebook and Google, and it's the top performer right away. And I was like, okay, well, I take that. It's amazing. But there are like different tips and lessons that I learned from this year. Obviously, published a blog post about those, but so you can check that out in the show notes. But I'm gonna mention one more thing, maybe 2, depends. Definitely one more. Not save the dog, actually. No. Save the dog, no. But I'm going to mention that as well. But it's like fake ads are part of that article as well. But UA diversification, you are, yeah, of course.
The buzzword.
The buzzword. Yeah. You are always like
himself. He was about to do it, but he couldn't help himself.
Of course. No, this is very important, because you would be surprised how many developers still ask me like, what should we use? Like, which channels should we use in the soft launch and then after launch? It's important because now when Facebook is almost dying, and even if it's dying, I still use it in the UA channel mix because it's important. You need to still get those users. I just decrease the budgets from Facebook and move it elsewhere. We need to still have these channels.
Wait. You said in our chat that it's the most important platform still. Is it?
It is.
What's the story here?
It is the most important part because you start with that to have the benchmark, because everybody in the past and now they're using the benchmarks they have from Facebook and they throw it around. And if you want to just test out the game and see like what was the real performance, and you start with Google and you start with mobile app install optimization, you will get very misleading information because the Google mobile app install campaigns are giving you shit traffic always. Until you move towards the app event optimized campaigns and you're optimizing for events, you are not going to get like relevant traffic. And that's how it is. And if you start with Google, then you're fucked because you are making decisions based on Google and you should be definitely getting different results. So that's why I say it's really important for soft launch. I start always with Facebook, adding Google, Unity, and TikTok as soon as I can. Of course, if the budget is not, it doesn't allow you to run 4 UA channels in soft launch, of course it's hard. But at least you need to have at least like 2, because you need to have the benchmarks from 2 to actually make a decision. I almost killed one game based on Facebook numbers because it was shitty, but then I added Unity and Google, and those 2, obviously Google with app event optimized campaigns and Unity with CPI, but those were getting better results than Facebook. Eventually we global launched the game and the game is making money until today. So we would be killing that game if we didn't have the multiple channels. That's why I always say that UA diversification is fucking important. And you can make fun of me all the time. I will still keep telling that. So okay, so yeah.
Is this the thing that I think it is? Like UA is responsible for making money or not?
Ooh, maybe. Maybe
Finally?
it is. Maybe it is.
It's UA's fault? You're saying it's UA's fault?
I know.
Man, you do know the whole like your sun orbits around the UA people, right?
Yeah, of course, all the time, all the fucking time. No, jokes aside, it's it's really important to have more data points to make data-driven decisions, because it's easy to look at one KPI and it's like, oh well, it sucks. That's why I always say when people ask like, okay, so what are the CPIs and what is that and what is the day 7 ROAS? Like, okay, but what if I say the CPI is 5 and the day 7 ROAS is like 20%? Like, what's the information value you are getting out of this? It's nothing.
It's easy. You compare it with your game. If it's worse, then it's but you're feeling good. If it's better, you're feeling bad. That's it.
Okay. That's why I say you need more numbers. So you need to have day 1, day 7, let's say day 30 and day 60 ROAS. So like how the LTV curve looks like actually. And then you have the CPI, but you have the CPI from different channels. It's not like average. You have the CPI from Facebook, you have Google, and ideally then you have the LTV curve from these channels as well. So, but that's a detour anyway. So go check out the article for the UA review. There are some interesting facts. And now I think we can move to the prediction part, which obviously I won't participate in.
Let me do. Are you doing the predictions or should I do the Indian part?
Oh yeah. Let's go for let's go for the Indian part.
Yeah. So before jumping into our predictions, I also got an inbound last week from Siddharth Pradhan, who asked me, "Can you give me some insightful talk on how to increase fill rates in India? Many publishers here face the issue of a low fill rate, especially on Android." Absolutely. Happy to help you. So the issue with India from an ad monetization perspective is that it has a large population, but the LTV is not always the highest of Indian users, especially on Android. So large population, low LTV. LTV means that networks will bid lower on your inventory. I've explained many times on the podcast how eCPM is just the end result of performance of people clicking on your ads in your games. So if people that click don't buy eventually, then or don't click at all, eCPM will eventually go to 0 and you'll have no fill. So this is particularly true with banners on Android in India. So the first tip, which is more of an overarching one before I actually get into the real tips, is that if you're building a game or app targeting towards the Indian market, try not to rely on banners and prioritize the use of inters and rewarded video because they're easier to get more fill. So if you're in the design phase of the app or the game or app of or a game, please do that. If you already have an app or a game and you've passed the design phase, there are a couple of things that you can do to maximize your revenue from Indian impressions. What you need to do is ensure that you have the most relevant ad sources set up in the correct way. So to improve fill in India, there are 3 tips. So tip number 1 is AdMob. So AdMob is your best friend in India. AdMob gets decent fill in India, although it's at lower levels, but it's still Google. So it's the biggest network in the world. And of course, like they have this infuriating rule where you can only have 3 placements per waterfall, which is really annoying. So tip here, close your ears if you're working at Google, or Iran, if you're listening to this, close your ears. But India actually is one of those geos where it's good to experiment, maybe trying 2 or 1 more AdMob placement in the waterfall and seeing if you actually get away with it. Odds are that you will. So top tip here, set it up when you're actually releasing the app, and then your odds of getting busted are quite a lot lower by Google. Didn't hear it from me. Second one is...
It's a tip from a friend.
Yeah,
you don't need
word on me, right? Yeah, this is not me, right? Yeah. So the second tip here is Google Ad Manager. So Google Ad Manager is a super good tip or a super good asset to use in India. So work with 1 or 2 GAM partners and they will help with fill. The biggest ones are A4G and Reclamup. Basically, you need to keep these GAM placements below AdMob, and that's where they fill better. So if you have AdMob at $5, $4, and $3, for example, you should set up GAM at $2.50 and $1, for example. Now, the third and final tip is the pro tip. So Emobi. Emobi is an absolute must in India. Emobi is an ad network that's super strong in America and India, and they're actually from India. So yeah, that explains it. So if you have a large number of impressions that are coming from Emobi or coming from India, you need to set them up as a network. So top tip here is don't use the bidder in India. Their bidder in India. For some reason, always set them up on placements. I always get so much better performance from them when I run them on placements. The thing is, they don't advertise that you can still use their placements. So what you need to do, it doesn't show up anywhere in the website or dashboard. So you need to email your AM, basically ask what price points they should make the placements and price floors for you. And then they will email you the placements via email. And that will help a lot with your fill. So those are the 3 tips for improving fill in India.
Nice.
How do you even know the last one? Like, sounds super secret to me. If there's like
it's like all in AdMon is just you need to keep testing stuff, right? So like that one,
a lot of secrets.
Quite a long time to figure out. So I'm handing out these golden nuggets for free.
Yeah, and then we will get the feedback like stop doing it because I will lose my job.
I've already heard that a couple of times, but it's just like if your job relies on just secret tips, like that's probably not a good sign, right?
Yeah, you're pretty fucked. And actually, I'm thinking about like moving the predictions to the next episode, which is anyway.
I was thinking that too because it's New Year's next episode. So
exactly.
We're gone over time also on this one.
Yeah. So let's do that next week. So thank you very much, guys, for being here, and also to all our listeners. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please keep doing so on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, and wherever else. We love you. Thank you very much. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays. Until next time. Bye-bye.
See you around.